In the Christian community, there's a belief held by some that infants are granted salvation by God. This idea suggests that God bestows upon babies the ability to have faith in Him, possibly even while they're still in the womb. Specifically, the Lutheran Church teaches that during baptism, God miraculously creates faith in the hearts of infants. This concept is hard for many to grasp, especially since it's clear that infants lack the mental development and capabilities that come with age, making it difficult for them to understand or believe in religious ideas on their own. The belief in God's direct intervention in granting faith to newborns without their choice is connected to a broader theological stance known as Calvinism. Calvinism proposes that God predestines some people for salvation and others for condemnation, regardless of their personal decisions or actions. This perspective faces scrutiny, particularly when considering infants who are not yet capable of conceptual thinking or understanding complex ideas like faith in God. Critics of the belief in infant faith often question how babies with their limited mental capacity could possess a genuine understanding or belief in God. This skepticism extends to interpreting biblical passages, such as Psalm 22:9, which describes God's care for David from a very young age, suggesting a divine installation of trust. However, it's important to recognize that the Bible frequently employs figurative language to describe God's involvement in human lives. For example, the description of God guiding David from birth in Psalm 22:9 can be understood as a poetic expression of God's lifelong care, rather than a literal account of divine intervention in childbirth. Moreover, Psalm 22 is identified as a messianic psalm, which means it contains prophecies about Jesus Christ and his experiences, alongside immediate historical context. This dualistic nature of messianic psalms allows for interpretations that see certain verses as specifically referring to Christ, while also applying them to the broader experiences of God's people, including David. When examining the linguistic nuances of Psalm 22:9, it's apparent that the verse could be emphasizing a sense of safety and trust derived from God's care, akin to the comfort and security a baby feels with its mother. This interpretation suggests that the faith or trust mentioned is not about religious belief in the doctrinal sense, but rather about an inherent sense of security and care that God provides from the earliest stages of life. The Bible is pretty clear that babies can't sin, and they don't carry the blame for any wrongdoing from Adam. Saying otherwise would be like saying the Bible contradicts itself, which doesn't make sense. People need to get to a certain age where they can fully understand right from wrong, and realize they are responsible for their actions before God. This is called the age of accountability. Before reaching this point, God considers them innocent and not responsible for any childish behaviors. This idea is supported by Jesus, who pointed out that kids are in a state of innocence. Psalm 22:9 doesn't mean that babies can have faith in God or that God gives them this faith directly.